Okay, let's dive in. The world of work, especially knowledge work, it feels like it's changing incredibly fast.
Oh, absolutely. Warp speed, like you said. And AI, it's not just another piece of software anymore.
Exactly. It's starting to feel different, almost like it's becoming part of the team, a colleague, maybe.
Or even more than that, we're seeing this shift towards, well, AI agents.
Right, these sort of autonomous or semi-autonomous helpers doing specific jobs for you.
Yeah, handling workflows, tasks. And that leads us right into our topic today, this idea of becoming an agent boss.
Managing your own team, but a digital team of AI agents. It sounds a bit sci-fi, but we found this great source.
An article over on pmconnection.com. It's framed as a kind of playbook, really.
From a project management consultant laying out how they see this working in practice.
And what's cool is it's not just high-level theory. It's trying to be practical, almost like a how-to for leading these agents, not just, using them.
So our mission today is pretty clear. Pull out the most important bits from this playbook.
Yeah, help you, our listener, figure out what this next step in productivity actually looks like.
And what it means for your skills, your career. Because the article makes this pretty bold prediction.
Oh, yeah. Get this. The prediction is that your resume, maybe pretty soon, will actually show off the AI agents you designed and what they achieved for the business.
That's the bit that really stops you, isn't it?
Totally. The author thinks that maybe within a few quarters, the really successful knowledge workers won't just use AI tools.
They'll lead them. They'll lead these digital squads. That's a whole different mindset. From user to manager.
So if that's the future, how do we even start? Where does this playbook say agent bosses begin?
Well, it kicks off right at the foundation, building the team.
Phase 1 is called Build. Assemble the right robots for the job. And the message is clear. Be strategic.
Don't just build an agent because it seems neat. Build it because there's a real need.
Right. The advice is specific. Find your single biggest bottleneck first.
What's slowing you down the most? Is it a massive data set you dread dealing with? An inbox that's completely out of control?
Some digital pile of work that just drains your time? Point your very first agent right at that specific pain point.
Okay, so you find the pain, but how do you tell the agent what to do? It's not like hiring a person exactly.
Well, the playbook's just treating it a bit like hiring. Write a job description for the agent.
Like you would for a junior analyst, it says.
Yeah, and crucially, specify the business outcome. Not just help me with emails, but, process these invoices to achieve X result or summarize these reports to identify Y trend.
That outcome focus seems vital. The author makes a strong point. If you can't trace what the agent is doing back to a KPI, a real business metric,
then you're basically still in toyland, as they put it. It's got to connect to something measurable, like revenue, costs, risk reduction right from the start.
Okay, makes sense. And they also talk about the process of building it.
Yeah, a really practical tip. Version fast. Expect your first attempt, your V1 prompt or instructions, to be, wrong, or at least imperfect.
That's okay, they say. The idea is to iterate quickly.
Exactly. Tweak it, test the output, refine it, repeat. Get it to the point where the output is intern-grade quality before you deploy it more widely.
Like rapid prototyping for your first digital hire.
You got it.
All right, so let's say you've done that. You picked a bottleneck, you built a basic agent, iterated it so it's doing okay work. Now what? How much do you trust it with?
That brings us neatly to phase 2. Delegate. Nail the human-to-agent ratio.
This is all about deciding what tasks are right for an agent versus needing a human touch, or at least human oversight.
And the guidance is pretty clear based on risk. For low-risk, really rules-based work.
Stuff where the steps are predictable, errors aren't world-ending.
Right. For that stuff, one person could potentially manage, dozens of agents, maybe even more.
Wow, dozens. How would that even work?
The interaction could be simple, like using an @mention in Slack or Teams to just drop a task onto a specific bot. Assigning works like you would to a person, but it's an agent picking it up.
Okay, but what about riskier things?
For tasks that need the agent to, say, interact across different systems, or especially anything that's customer-facing.
You need to be much more careful.
Definitely. More human eyeballs per agent are needed there, particularly while the process is still new or being refined. The chance of something going sideways is just higher.
And some things, presumably just stay human.
For sure. The playbook is clear on that. Big strategic decisions, complex negotiations, anything really relationship heavy.
That's still us. That stays on our plate.
But crucially, you can still use agents to support those tasks. They can prep the data, summarize background info, get you ready for that big meeting.
Support, not replace in those cases.
Okay.
I like the practical test they included.
Oh yeah, the litmus test. It's great. Basically, if a mistake the agent makes could be fixed with a simple apology email, maybe a small refund.
Then an agent might be okay to handle it, perhaps with some oversight.
But if the mistake could seriously damage a client relationship, cause major financial harm, or create legal issues,
A human has to be involved, either doing the task directly or watching the agent like a hawk. It's about the cost of failure.
such a clear way to frame that delegation decision, that apology email test. It really makes the risk tangible.
Okay, so we've built an agent. We figured out what to delegate based on risk. But it's not fire and forget, right? You have to manage these things.
Absolutely not. That's phase 3. Manage. Treat agents like overeager juniors. It's all about the ongoing work.
Continuous improvement, performance management.
Exactly. And the first piece of advice is pure good management, human or digital. Upskill. Don't uninstall.
Meaning if an agent messes up or isn't performing well,
Don't just delete it straight away. Your first move should be to figure out why it failed. Can you tighten the prompt? Give it better data, clearer instructions?
try to improve its performance first, just like you'd coach an employee.
Right. And a huge part of that is setting crystal clear expectations. Agents are literal, extremely literal.
So any ambiguity in the instructions is basically your fault, not the agent's.
100%. You have to define the goal, the context, the data sources, and exactly what done looks like.
Yeah.
No room for interpretation.
And then you track performance.
Yeah.
Like performance reviews for bots.
Sort of, yeah. The article says use the tools available. Maybe the agent platform itself has analytics like Copilot Studio, or maybe use your own tracking.
And track what? Just how many tasks it completes.
Throughput is one thing, error rate is another, but the crucial one is business impact.
Back to the outcomes again.
Always back to the outcomes. They propose a really stark metric here.
Okay.
If an agent isn't actually moving the needle on revenue or margin or risk, if you can't connect its work to one of those core business goals,
Then what?
then you either need to seriously recrane it, give it a totally new job, or, their words, kill it.
Wow, okay. Uninstall it. A pretty ruthless, results-only approach.
It's focused purely on value creation. But the flip side is, when you do find something that works, an agent pattern that delivers real, measurable value,
Then you scale it.
exactly, replicate it. If it worked in sales support, can a similar agent work in customer service? If it automated reporting for finance, can it do it for marketing?
You build on your successes, and the ROI starts to compound. You're essentially building a library of effective digital workers.
Precisely. Which leads directly into the final section, the sort of guiding principle for this whole agent boss idea.
Which they call stay outcome obsessed.
It ties it all together. The scoreboard doesn't care how you score the points, right? Human or agent, it's the result that matters.
The goal isn't just using AI, it's achieving the business outcome.
Period. So you need to constantly ask, did this agent find insights we would have missed? Did it speed up this project? Did it cut costs or reduce errors?
Measure the impact.
Measure it, and then this is important, broadcast the wins, show the value being created, let people know this approach is working.
And then keep looking for the next opportunity, the next bottleneck to tackle, the next task to automate or augment, a relentless pursuit of leverage.
It really reframes AI, doesn't it? Away from just being a tool on your computer.
To being a scalable workforce, you can actually design, train, and manage to boost your own impact.
So wrapping this all up, the core message from this PM Connection playbook seems pretty compelling.
Yeah, the future of knowledge work likely involves managing AI agents. And to do that well, you need to. First, build them strategically. Focus on real bottlenecks. Define clear business outcomes.
Second, delegate smartly. Understand the risk, use that apology email test, get the human-to-agent ratio right for the task.
And third, manage them relentlessly. Treat them like junior staff, be crystal clear, track their impact, and, well, upskill or uninstall based on results.
And remember that prediction. This isn't just about keeping up with AI. It's about actively using it to compound your value, leading your own digital team.
Which leaves us with a final thought, something for you to really mull over.
If this perspective is right, if every professional is essentially becoming the CEO of their own small digital workforce,
What does that really mean for your job? For the skills you need to build? How does that change how you think about your career path from here on out.
Something to definitely think about.